Servants eat separately. Her voice echoed through the hallway like the clang of fine silver against bone china. I turned slowly from the sink, water still dripping from my hands. Her mother. Back straight, pearls tight, the smell of her perfume like rotting roses in a crystal vase. She looked me in the eye, then past me, as though I were furniture she didn't order. I didn't speak. I didn't move. I simply dried my hands, folded the cloth once, and set it on the counter like a blade being sheathed. That's when the door opened. Sharp footsteps, leather soles. Her business partner stepped in, phone still glowing in his hand. Saw me, stopped cold. Then, the words that made the room tilt. Why is the man who owns half of Manhattan standing in the kitchen? Her mother blinked. My wife? She didn't say a word. It had started small. They always do. She'd correct how I spoke in front of guests, refuse my name on the charity galas we funded, ask me to dress down, more modestly, when we visited her family estate. I allowed it, at first. She told me it made things easier, that they were old money, sensitive, structured. I told myself it didn't matter, but it chipped, bit by bit. I wasn't invited to her cousin's wedding. She said they miscounted the seats. I wasn't introduced to her father's colleagues. Not the right crowd for your background. She wore my ring, but introduced herself by her maiden name in magazines. I thought it was pride. I thought she was protecting me. But in truth, she was erasing me. I didn't accuse her. That's not how I work. I watched, listened, collected. Late one night while she slept in silk beside me, I slid her phone from the charger. Face ID, easy. Group chats, photos, conversations about me like I was some charity case she was grooming. He still thinks I married him for love, lol. Don't judge. His portfolio's worth more than your father's trust fund. He doesn't ask questions. That's what makes him useful. Useful. I locked the phone, placed it back exactly as it was, then lay beside her in silence. And in that silence, something broke. Not loudly, not completely, but enough. The next morning, I checked ownership records. She'd started transferring shares, quietly, into shell accounts tied to her cousin's name. Offshore. Discreet. Almost perfect. Almost. I met with my legal team, asked the right questions, pulled the right strings. Everything she touched was traceable, because I made it that way. She didn't marry a fool. She married a man who planned for betrayal before love. Then I invited her mother for dinner. Casual, simple, just family. I let them plan it in my house, let them control the guest list, let them believe I was small. And I waited. Waited until her partner arrived unannounced, until he saw me, heard the insult, realized the lie. And in that one moment, the mask she wore cracked so cleanly I could almost hear it splinter. I thought you said he was some contractor? He asked. Her eyes widened, her lips parted. I stepped forward, quiet. Tell him, Elise, I said. Tell him who I am. She didn't, couldn't, so I told him. My full name, my holdings, the corporations I built, the properties I owned. Half of Manhattan wasn't a metaphor. He looked at her like a man realizing the ground beneath him was never solid. I trusted you, he muttered. We're partners. I turned to her mother. I'll make sure the servants eat in the dining room next time, I said, and maybe let you wait in the kitchen. Then I pulled the folder from my coat, the documentation, asset transfers, fraudulent activity, her signatures, her cousin's offshore accounts. Her mother's hands shook, her partner's face drained. I handed the folder to Elise. No words, just a single look. And in that silence, I burned the entire illusion to ash. She left. Didn't even take her coat. Her mother followed, muttering apologies that felt like stale breath. Her partner stayed behind, stared at the folder, then at me. "What are you going to do?" I smiled, slow. "Nothing." He frowned. "You're letting her get away with it?" I walked to the window, looked out over the skyline I built. She never had it to begin with. They mistook silence for weakness, never realizing I was simply letting the rope tighten.